Everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes only. Listen, have some fun, but don't ever do, believe, or promote anything they say. They're idiots.
Guys, hold up. You should know, this ain't for everybody. Welcome to Savagely Loud. What's happening, people? Guys, welcome back to the show for the people that understand the facts. Divided by feelings equals failure. I'm Cliff, I'm your host, and I'm joined today and always by my co-host, Big Dave Anderson, the Big Bad Viking. How are we doing today, brother?
Oh, I can't complain, man. It's it's another beautiful day, I mean, it's a beautiful day to be alive. It's a beautiful day to piss people off. It's a beautiful day to do everything.
When is it not a beautiful day? It's pretty shitty out by me. I just went out and it was fucking raining and fucking... I don't know, 38 degrees in the fucking beginning of May.
No. Well, last time I checked, I think it was, it's 56 out here by me right now, but it was raining earlier. So it kind of, that aspect, it does kind of suck. It's like,
yeah, but it's the feels like temperature that I pay attention to. I don't give a fuck if it's 85 degrees out. If I'm still in a goddamn hoodie, it can be anything it wants. What it feels like is what it is. Which is that's always thrown me off. It's this, but it feels like this. Well, how come if I make the oven temperature this, if I put the oven at 350 degrees, how come it never feels like 210? It never feels like 480. It always feels like 350.
Feels like 350. Put your hand in there, see how long it takes. You're going to cook. I don't get that. It's just like, well, it feels like it's about negative 20 outside. Well, no, just say it's fucking cold.
Right.
It's just unbearable.
Well, guys, before we get this shit show started, if you want to help me out, get these words out, get these truths out, you can follow me at Savagely Loud on Instagram is where I'm most active. On that page, you're going to find two links. One of those links is to the Savagely Loud podcast page. If you could please follow us over there too, it'd be greatly appreciated. It'll help increase the footprint of the show. Yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. The other fucking link you're going to find is a simple link tree. Anywhere you want to see my pretty face or... It's hard to get through saying that. Pretty face, right? Pretty Anywhere face. You want to see my pretty face or hear my bullshit, you can find it there. Easy peasy. Outside of that, Facebook, X, and Rumble at Savagely Loud. YouTube at Savagely Loud Podcast. Please do not forget to subscribe. You can email us in at savagelyloud@gmail.com, and you can like, comment, and share the material, please. We beg that you do. And don't forget to rate and review the show. Send it to your friends. Have them rate and review it. It doesn't take a second to give us a 5-star rating and really help us out. You come back every week because you like the show. Now let's help us out and get your friends to like the show.
Pay it forward. Come on. It's that easy. It's just like a little share and then send it to everybody in your contact list.
You got it. Let them know where they can find you.
All right. Y'all can find me on social media at The Hammer Drops. I'm heavily active over on Instagram and Facebook, not so much on TikTok. And if that confuses you, just go to Google, type in The Hammer Drops, and I'm going to pop up everywhere. And don't forget to find us at 1-900 Squirrely Stub.
Or Cousins Only, where you can see the hammer really drop on Dave's face. Just kidding. He's not on Cousins Only. It's Farmers Only, I think is what it is.
Yeah, it's Farmers Only.
Guys, let me just tell you right out of the gate, we're going to have a little fun with this, but there's going to be some condescension because I just can't wrap my head around what I'm seeing in society. I just fucking can't do it. Every fucking direction I look, there is somebody arguing for the government, telling everybody else it's fucking great while it fucks us, while it puts us in the poorhouse, while it takes every bit of hard work we ever put into our lives and flushes it. So if you're going to get offended by fucking people not liking the government, this whole show ain't for you, but this episode is definitely not for you. Just keep on scrolling.
Let me demonstrate it for you. It's called a remote control. You have a power button. Click. Turn off the TV. Because you're not going to like this.
Yeah, no. Because you know what? In here, guys, like, I don't have a natural disdain for all people. The people that I have a disdain for earn it. And they earn it by doing shit like hitting the internet every single fucking day and telling everybody about if the other side gets control, we're all fucked. But then we look around at society, and it's like, no matter who's in control, this isn't an anti-left or anti-right. It's anti-every fucking thing, because it's the government, and the government is not here to help. And that's what's mind-boggling, is because, again, you just look out at society, you fire up the internet, and these motherfuckers every single day, they hit it screaming from the top of their lungs, if the other side gets control, we're all fucked. And then as soon as they're done making their little video or their reel for fucking TikTok or Instagram, they look at their wife and then they start the argument about how financially fucked they are because the government's got its dick in their ass. This is a wild fucking dynamic that we're living in right now. It really is, dude.
You have no fucking idea how well, you do. I do. But a lot of people don't understand like just how wild it is. I mean, but you're right. I mean, all these people go out there and it's like they ride, I'm just going to say they ride Trump's dick. I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
They ride his dick like, oh, everything's great, but we're still getting fucked.
Well, and it was the same thing back with Biden, the same thing back with Obama, same thing back with Bush, with Clinton, with Reagan. There's dick rider. As soon as somebody gets in office, all the fucking dick riders pour out of the woodwork thinking about how we're going to get fucking saved by the Messiah that just got elected, even though nothing's gotten better in 250 fucking years.
Right. And I actually had somebody come at me and try to say, try to blame Reagan for the oil prices today. I'm like, are you fucking dumb?
Well, the oil crisis in America doesn't make any fucking sense. Let's just address this really quickly. It doesn't make any fucking sense why America's gas is super fucking expensive. It doesn't make any fucking sense why our food is super expensive. It doesn't make any fucking sense why anything is more fucking expensive, because we don't get our fucking oil from Iran. We just don't.
No, exactly. And plus, if you know commodities and all that stuff, you understand that they buy future oil. They buy it in the future. So everything that we're using now was bought years ago. So again, why is our gas up right now? It's because we're so used to paying those fucking prices at the grocery stores during COVID. We're so used to paying those high prices. Why? Why in the hell would they drop their prices since we've all been dumb enough to continue paying them?
Yeah, well, it goes back to the stupid fucking people out there. I know if you're listening to this show, you're probably not one of the stupid people. I can damn near guarantee that. Yeah. Because this is not a show for stupid fucking blind ass people that just fucking, you told me to bow, so I'm gonna bow. Like, that's not what we do here. But it's the stupid people, because the stupid people keep giving away their own power, keep giving away their own control, keep giving away their own fucking everything to the government, because the government says it's for their safety. If you just stop having pools in your backyard, it's for your safety. Yeah, but I like a pool. And then next thing you know, the fucking people that are like, I think the government's on a pretty good fucking train of thought here. I think we should all give up our pools. And then now it's a movement. Now the fucking dickbag down the fucking street that had nothing going in his life or her life, absolutely zero accomplishments, finally found an identity, finally found a movement that they can start, they can lead, they can create, and they can get to the masses so that they feel like they've done something. Oh my God, we've got to stop the pools. We've got to stop the pools. Nope, it's not good enough to have a fence around it. Nope, we've got to stop the pools. Then we're going to have to stop all the cars because cars hit people. We've already stopped the guns. No, we didn't stop the guns. We didn't stop the guns. Oh my God. It's a riot watching these fucking morons out here.
God, sometimes I feel stupider watching this shit, to be honest with you.
Sometimes.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot. Let's be honest. A lot of the stuff that these people put out for reels and stuff, it just, why? It's mind-boggling. Like, why?
Yeah. You clicks, views. That's all that matters in this society.
But let me break it down for some people here that may understand it a little bit easier. Let's take it to the judicial system. Like when you go to court, you hire a lawyer. Lawyers are friends with each other outside of the courtroom. They make deals. They go golfing. They go have drinks. They spend time with families and all that stuff. What do you think our government does?
Ah,
The same exact fucking thing. It's all theater. They put on this act in front of everybody, like they're at each other's throats. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, they're all fucking having a good time. Like, hey, how can we fuck them this year? What if we do this? Do you think we'll get them bind it up by doing this? Well, yeah. Well, why don't we add this too? And it's come from both sides.
oh yeah.
It just blows
I'll
my
tell you
mind that
this.
nobody sees it.
This is how I see it. I don't know necessarily. This is an olive branch for people that, for some reason, like the government. Here's an olive branch. For some reason, these people, I don't think that they want to fuck the American people. Like, I don't think that's the number one priority. When the government meets the other side of the government and then they fuck everything up together, I don't think it's necessarily 100% with a goal of fucking the American people or fucking the population of whatever country we're talking about. I think the number one goal is to benefit themselves. How can we further the gap between us and everybody else? We're the federal workers in the government. We're important. I mean, dude, there's federal employees that they do nothing but walk around and fucking empty trash cans, and they make $130,000 a year to fucking walk around and empty garbage cans because they work for the federal government. That's a real easy fucking thing to, it's a real easy thing to wrap your head around when you think about stupid people and you try to understand how fucking stupid they really are. When you take somebody that's never accomplished a single fucking thing in their life, and this is no shade, it's just honest reality. These people that are fucking custodians, they're not custodians because they lost their job at NASA. Like, that's not what happened. You know, these people, you give them, you take them, they've got zero fucking accomplishments in their life, and then you give them double the fucking money, double the average salary of an American to empty garbage cans, and then you give them the tag of federal employee. Now they feel like they're really somebody. And then they carry that attitude out into the fucking world. I'm a federal employee. What are you talking? You're not going to talk to me that way. This has actually happened to me. I know federal employees, and they all have this fucking, well, except Tanya. Tanya is the one motherfucker that I know that fucking works for the federal government, and she's not a total fucking cuntbag. And she, coincidentally, she does important things for the fucking federal government. But, everybody else that I've ever met that works for the federal government, fucking joke to try to interact with these people. Fucking joke.
Oh, yeah. I've had to interact with federal employees before, and they are a joke. They're all above everybody else. You are just like this little smidget of like dirt.
Yeah, you're not actually a person anymore, I think.
No,
is how it really
you're just
feels.
a pile of shit. Yeah, you literally feel like a pile of shit talking to these people, the way they treat you.
Oh yeah. You feel like you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this fucking second-rate government custodian is giving me at the time of day. I'm so honored and blessed.
Yeah.
It's like I'm eating with Jesus right now.
Oh, Jesus. Unfortunately, it's true though. It's true. That's how they look at it. It's like, even the lowest ones, like you're saying, the ones that empty the garbage cans and all that stuff, they think that they're above you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You could be making in the private sector $200,000-$300,000 a year. You come up to a federal employee, you're beneath them.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is.
Yeah. I knew a federal employee. I don't remember exactly what he does, but it was basically one step above a mailroom. And he fucking, dude, I introduced him to a fucking friend of mine who is a mega fucking millionaire, built fucking, I think 7 or 8 very successful exit companies. Mm-hmm. And he talked to him like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Like, wow, this low rent nobody, because he has a federal name tag that he wears, all of a sudden thinks that this dude who has created thousands of jobs for people and built communities, he knows nothing. It's fucking wild. But here's the sickest thing about all of it. This is the sickest, most twisted, maniacal fucking aspect of this whole thing, is when you look at the amount of government employees for the federal government that are absolutely do-nothing idiots. The number is astonishing. We're talking in the tens of thousands. And here's where I think everybody loses the fucking plot. everybody wants to say, like, okay, so let's just talk about this world eclipse, right? Or this world apocalypse, because, you know, the Strait of Hormuz is fucking shut down. And real quick, why is it so fucking hard for you people to say Hormuz? You know, I fire up the internet and Hormuz and Hormuz and like, dude, the people that own the motherfuckers say it one way. How hard is it to just mimic that? You don't have to put your own spin on it. But
I'm just gonna call it hummus.
I like hummus. We don't want to mix the two.
Okay, all right. We won't call it hummus.
But here's the thing, though, is that your hummus thing totally fucking took me off track.
Well, I mean, I just had to throw it out there, you know, because I mean, hummus. I mean, that's from that area, so fuck it. Why not? Just call it hummus. If you can't pronounce it, just say hummus.
Stop. If you can't pronounce, I can't even pronounce. If you can't
Holy
pronounce
shit.
Hormuz, I think you've got bigger issues.
Is this a moment that I finally got you?
No, you're fired. Get the fuck off my show.
I win. Sorry.
I totally forgot where the fuck I was heading. Altogether,
Hormuz.
100% fucking flatline on that.
You were talking about Hormuz. If you can't say it, then I bounce.
Yeah, but
in with
before
hummus.
that part, that's where we need to get back to, you fucking dickhead. But yeah, no, I mean so here we go. So with the impending apocalypse, everybody says is coming, right? Can we look at something, right? Everybody says, "Oh my God, what if the military turns on us?" And then you get the other everybody, because everybody says everybody all the time. It's always everybody, as long as it backs up your statement or is in opposition of your statement. So you've got the everybody saying that the military is going to turn on its own people. And then you got the other everybody that says, no, the military is full of Americans. They won't turn on their own people, blah, 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 blah. First and foremost, let me just put this to bed. All of the military and the cops and the first responders and the firemen, all of them, they all turned on us during COVID. It's already happened. Don't hit the internet saying it won't happen, because it already has, and you look fucking stupid. Now,
But what are you talking about? They turned on us.
oh yeah, when they're beating old ladies in the street and locking you inside your home
When they're
against every fucking bit of our Constitution, just because the government said it's mandated, which the word mandate in a government sense means absolutely fucking nothing.
Right.
Doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean shit.
So while they were getting arrested for being out on the beach, nobody else was around,
Yeah.
and not able to have your church services because too many people, or when they were telling you to, turn in your neighbor for having too many people over there.
Yeah, but you could still go to fucking Walmart with all 7,000 people that were there.
Right.
No problems. No
Big
problems.
box stores,
The
any day.
local fucking store, the local mom and pop shop, the one that's been there for 45 fucking years. They built from nothing, and they have a meager existence still to this day because they like to provide a great service for their community. You can't go there with all 11 people that might be shopping there, but you can go to Walmart with 8,000 fucking people. Oh. Yeah, it's fucking wild. But here's the thing, is you get all these everybody's, it's already happened. But let's just, for conversation's sake, let's say it never happened. Let's say we have zero proof that the American military has actually already turned on the American people, or the American law enforcement structure, first responder structure, all that. Let's just pretend it never has turned on the American people. Mm-hmm. And we can, for obvious, conversation's sake, we'll just pretend that the cops are 100% good for Americans, instead of just overstepping their boundaries all the time and harassing good fucking people because they're nothing more than another fucking revenue service for the government. But let's just say it all falls down. It all comes down to it. And now the fucking American government wants to turn on the American people. I don't think it's the military. I believe that the military will, in 1 second, without the bat of a fucking eye, blow up its own fucking people because of the people that are in the military now. You also have to remember, there's always new waves of military fucking people, right? So the people that I'm 43, you're 187, the people
50.
that we associate with, the people that we associate as being in the military aren't actually in the military anymore. The people with fucking morals and standards and loyalty and honor and respect, they're not in the military anymore. Now it's all fucking nerds that hate society and gangbangers that believe society sucks. All the people in the military fucking hate society. So
you forgot one group.
What's that?
You forgot the group that when they get arrested and they have one option, they have either go to prison or you go to serve in the army, because they actually do that. You have that option to go in the military depending on what the crime is. You go in the military or you go to jail.
I've known
a few people that had to choose the military.
I never heard that. I'll have to look into that. That's interesting. But you've got the military that hates society already. Like all my fucking military friends. I've got two basic, well, I guess we could call it three basic, groups of military friends. I've got the old timers, or the old mentalities, the old heads, right? They still operate, even the young guys, they still operate under that level of respect, honor, loyalty, that whole thing. Defend the American people at all costs against enemies, foreign and domestic. They still got all that, but they're real. They understand things happen. They understand things aren't going that well. That's one group. The other group is the people that are still 100 fucking percent brainwashed by the government. And those are the scariest ones. They don't have respect and honor and loyalty to American people. They have it to the American government. And that's fucking terrifying, because these people will fucking do anything for the American government, because they're still, I know people that are fucking 10 years out of service will still, if the government said, hey, you got to kill everybody in your neighborhood, they'll start fucking loading. Like they are that people. And then you got the other fucking group, which is the new age military, which is a giant problem in the military. If you dig into this, and I encourage you guys all to dig into this fact, if you look into it, one of the biggest problems in the military, and it's not trans, it's not homosexuality, but I do think that they're making that the big problem in the fucking cameras, on camera in the limelight, because of the other humongous fucking problem they have. And the other humongous fucking problem that the military has is that the gangbangers have all figured out, hey, if we go enlist in the military, we get all of this fucking combat training, all of this hand-to-hand combat training, all this weapon-based combat training, all of these tactics and training, and then we can use them on the fucking streets against the American people. There is a gigantic fucking problem in the American military with the gangbangers and the cartels flooding the ranks of the military, getting their fucking drones fucking trained. And I call it not the actual mechanical drones, just what I call the fucking, the foot soldiers for the cartels and the gangs. They're getting them all fucking trained up so that they can come out and run the fucking streets. And we see it all the fucking time, when we see the gangbanger shootouts and shit. They're using real military tactics now. They're slicing the pie, they're 45, and they're doing all this other shit that you only really learned from the military, and they're doing it exquisitely. You're getting well-trained gangbangers hitting the fucking streets nowadays. That's fucking dangerous. But here's even more dangerous than all of that, because I truly believe that even with these problems, with the gangbangers and all that, I believe that you can reach them. I believe it might take dropping a couple, but I think you can reach them. I think you can get to a point of understanding. As somebody that comes from gang life, I understand the politics of gang life, and there's more politics in gang life than you'd ever fucking imagine. Here's the fucking scariest part. It's back to those stupid motherfuckers emptying garbage cans. Those motherfuckers, by the tens of thousands that are brainwashed by the government and have a fucking ego on them, those are the ones that are going to be fucking doing the damage. Those are the fucking useful idiots that fucking just push all the fucking propaganda. Then once the propaganda stops working, they take to the streets and they start screaming and rallying and getting people in physical presence to fucking get behind them. Once that stops happening, that's when they fucking feel righteous and just shooting all their enemies. Everybody that ever made fun of them for not being nothing, oh yeah, they're gonna fucking die. Every one of these motherfuckers is gonna have a list in the back of their fucking brains of people that they're gonna take out first.
Well, isn't it interesting that they've already technically kind of started that with all these protests that are going on?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of paid protesters by the federal government.
Yeah.
From different NGOs that are leading the way with these and literally brainwashing the people that are going to this to create their own little army. We see it happen in Portland. We've seen it in Chicago. We've seen it in Minneapolis. We've seen it in New York. We see it all over the place. But nobody wants to focus in on that and what actually, your Antifas.
Yeah.
Even though the government says that Antifa is now a terrorist organization,
they're not doing anything about it. It's not like they're blowing up their clubhouses or raiding their fucking anything.
Exactly. They're not doing nothing about it. Why would they want to do something about it when that's their end all to be all little army?
Yeah. Well, it comes back to 2030. Agenda 2030. I know you guys are familiar, so we don't need to get into it, though. It's the whole you'll own nothing and be happy. Everything you're seeing right now, everything you're seeing is part of the fucking plan. This is how they do it. So let's talk real quick about the currency system, right? So every time they want to switch the currency system, what happens right before the currency system swaps? A war, a big war. And that's why all of the fucking people and all of the fucking Europeans and the fucking United Kingdom people and all them motherfuckers, they want this fucking war really fucking badly because London has lost control. Everybody that thinks it's Switzerland that controls the money, you guys are fucking out of your minds. It's London. It's always been London. It's always going to be London. London has noticed that it has lost control of the world financial system and they want to get it back really badly. Now, here's a fucking problem for us Americans, though. Crypto and tokenized assets on the blockchain, that will be the new currency. It doesn't matter what timeline you're talking about. It's going to happen. It's going to be the new currency because the government can't shut down cash money if you still have it. They need you to get rid of it and then tokenize all your assets, tokenize all of your fucking money into this digital infrastructure so that they can tie it to a social fucking credit system that is already running in other countries on this planet. China, I'm looking at you, and many other, a handful of others. I won't say many, but they've already got it going. Dubai is another one. The Emirates, they've got the skeleton, the framework of a social credit score. No PDA in public. So every time you get a fucking ticket or you get arrested for like kissing your wife in public, which is illegal, that goes against your next thing. So it's all being set up, and that's why they are pushing this fucking war to begin with. Now, here's the big issue. Trump is such a fucking egotistical guy, and he's earned. I'm for all the Trump dick suckers out there. My olive branch is that he's earned his ego. He shouldn't have it even still, but he's earned it. He's such an egotistical dude that he is now he's making moves to try to take part in the restructuring of the monetary system, but the Democrats aren't letting it happen. Now, let's break this down. Why could this possibly be? If the entire rest of the world is going to a new currency system, a new financial system, why is it that the Democrats in America don't seem to want to let America take part? Well, if you ask a leftist, the leftists are going to say that's because that system is terrible. It's communism. It's this and that and the other fucking thing. It's basically, they'll say everything that flies in the face of what they typically say about shit here in America. But they're only saying that because they don't want Trump to get his way. Trump is pushing to get the fucking thing done, but that's why we need the war. Not only the only reason why we need the war, it's one of the reasons we need the war. World War I, World War II, every major something happened with the financial system. If nothing else, it crumbled the infrastructure, the financial infrastructure for most middle Americans, and it forced them to work harder and longer. And that's what the people at the fucking top want. They want you to wake up, work, go to fucking sleep. That's it. That's what they want your life to be. Which is why we have the fucking Franco-Prussian school system still in order. It's not natural by any fucking means to take a child or a fucking young adult and put them at a desk for 9 hours silently listening. It's not natural in any fucking way. What it does is it beats the fuck out of them. It beats the humanity out of them. It beats the fucking sense of, I need to get some movement. I need to get some mental stimulation, it beats all of that out of them so that they become good little worker bees later. This isn't news to you. I understand, guys. It's not news, but it's just a reference, a piece of criteria that bolsters the argument we're making here.
No.
So this new currency system is coming through, whether we like it or not. And then there's people like me that are preparing for it. You know, there's a moral dilemma in there. It's like, this is the future. Unfortunately, I don't like it. I don't like that. But every fucking time in my life that I had not liked something that I knew was the future, and then I stood against it, it still came anyway. And I still got broke. Like, so I'm just not doing it.
Well, and there's other ways that you can go about it. I mean, it doesn't all have to be digital currency. It doesn't have to be, you know, your tokens, your crypto and all that stuff. But it's going to be a lot less likely that people are going to be, you know, buying like gold and silver because they already bought into that, rose the prices up so the average American can't even touch it anymore. You know, so you can have your bartering systems, you know, put in place in different communities and stuff like that. That's going to help you out if you don't prepare yourself like you should be. But that's going to be very few and far between because not a lot of people are going to be, you know, unless you have a specific set of skills, like you go hunting, you know, you can be the butcher or something like that. You have sets of skills like, okay, I will butcher X amount of chickens, but I'm going to keep X amount since I'm doing this for you. You know, those are things you can do. But reality is, you know, your digital currency is coming and there's nothing that you're going to be able to do to stop it. And let me just be honest with you. The infrastructure is already there. Yeah. Everything that you see that's going on, your data centers that are going up, you think that those are for AI?
No, not all of them anyway.
Wrong. You could be more wrong. You know, you go to the store, right? You go to your Jewels, your Aldi's, your whatever other grocery store. You notice that little camera that's there? That's supposed to be there for safety and catch the shoplifters. It's also there to catch your biometrics. And what you're doing. Yeah. Your flock system cameras that are going up all over every community now for your safety. They're there to measure biometrics, to learn your habits. They can literally see everything on your car, where the dents are, what your license plate number are, what you're wearing, all of that stuff. That's what they're doing. They're setting it up for that credit score. Yeah. And you know, China has it. Yeah. And if you're not paying attention to China, I suggest you highly do this because I've done a lot of research into it. And there are literally people now that have been taken off their credit score thing that they got going on there.
Yeah. Shut out of their banks, shut out of their they can't shop. They can't food shop, clothes shop, nothing.
They can't do nothing. They're literally living in the streets right now. Yeah. Because they've been banned. Yeah. And that's coming here.
Yep. And that's on its way here, and it's on its way here quickly. But the fucking Democrats, so this back to the theater, right? Because we're just watching theater. Between the right and the left, same fucking animal, same monsters. Here's the theater. The left is pushing against the digital currency. They don't want to pass the Clarity Act. They don't want to pass all this other shit because they are the part of the government, the cog in the machine that is now tasked with devaluing the currency even further. They need to actually crumble the American dollar because right now it's still being traded on. I know the BRICS nations are starting to put a hurt on it, but it's still being traded worldwide. So they need to absolutely fucking decimate the value of the dollar. And then once the dollar gets so low, everybody's going to be broke. We're already going broke. All of us, every last one of us. If you do the fucking shopping in your house, you can fucking tell me, try to tell me that your fucking shopping bill hasn't gone up. Your grocery bill hasn't gone up. I do the fucking shopping in my house, and I was feeding 6 motherfuckers at one time on $200 a week. I'd feed 6 motherfuckers, me, my wife, and 4 fucking kids. But now I'm spending $350 on feeding 3 motherfuckers. Because fucking the other kids went to live with their dad. My daughter went to fucking college, and my fucking son lives at home in high school. I'm fucking spending $350 to feed 3 people and 2 cats.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm up there with just 2 of us with the dogs. I mean, I would say about $50 a week just for the dogs. On top of the food for us, it's like we're spending about $300 a week. Yeah,
it's
typically
fucking
just for.
It's outrageous. So they break everybody, and then what happens? Everybody will fucking just be on their knees, sobbing in their fucking hands because we've all worked so hard to try to carve out a living and it's being taken from us. Well, then the government teams up with the government itself, the other half of the government, and says, hey, we've got this new system. I think it could bring a lot of fucking wealth to you if you just take part. It's going to take a year or two to get rolling and things might be a little bumpy. But if we do short, and this is going to sound familiar, guys, if we do short-term sacrifice for long-term gain, it's all going to work out better. And everybody will be so fucking destitute and devastated. They're going to be like, whatever it takes to get me out of this fucking hell that I'm living in. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. The same fucking thing they pulled with the shots, right? Yep. The COVID vaccinations, when they fucking they made life so goddamn miserable for all of us that we begged. I didn't, you didn't, all of our friends didn't, but en masse, people fucking begged. Okay, that's fine. We'll take the shot. Just make everything normal again. That's how the government wins, when they can't sell you the idea because you're too smart to you're too smart to think that it's fucking a great idea when everything you're looking at is fucking stupid. Everything you're looking at in this plan is fucking retarded. That's how they sell it to you. They bring you to your fucking knees and they make you hate your life, and then they represent that fucking option and you go, sounds great. Let's just make it happen. Please make my life fucking better again. But your life never gets fucking better. All the power. I was one of these motherfuckers that went every day during COVID, don't give your fucking power away. Every time you give your fucking power away, it's never returned. Power relinquished is rarely returned. It's never fucking returned. And when we see it now, 14 days to flatten the curve turned into 2 years, and now we're still all paying extremely high prices for shit. And we were told that the prices got higher because of COVID, but they just stayed higher. And now they're getting higher because of this fucking, or this bullshit fucking war we're fighting for no goddamn reason. Don't get me wrong, I'm not in love with fucking Iran either. I absolutely fucking hate their leadership. But until they launch something my fucking direction, there's no reason for this.
No, there's not. There isn't. And you know, and it's funny because they're setting up for the next thing as well.
And by the way, we know it's Israel, guys. Before everybody starts fucking writing in again, we know it's Israel. We know it's Israel. We're not dumb. But the fucked up thing is like we have this going on, and they're already setting up on the back on the next thing that's going to happen. Yeah, and the next thing's why don't you tell everybody what the next thing? This is. What Dave's about to say, I'm sure he's going to get it right. What Dave's about to tell you is the fucking last brick to fall. Once they start this shit, you just keep watching.
I don't know if it's going to be the same thing.
Really?
I don't know. Because they're really building this one up now. I mean, well, actually, there's two things. There's two things then.
There's two things. Bonus thing.
Oh shit! Because if we're on the same wavelength here, one of them is what they've already doing by trying to release all this UFO documents. You know, I mean, nothing to see here.
Jetson.
Nothing to see here. No Project Bluebeam happening.
Yeah.
But there's also one other little thing that we're not remembering because we need another COVID incident that's happening.
We need another fucking false flag.
Well,
Black Swan, false flag.
Well, I mean, we've had, for the 2030 agenda to be fully complete, they want people to stop eating meat, right?
Yeah.
What better way?
Ticks coming out.
What better way to do that than weaponizing Lone Star ticks and ticks in general, especially the Lone Star tick that has that alpha gala whatever syndrome?
Yeah. Makes you allergic to meat.
Makes you allergic to red meat. And the WEF has literally said we can change people's genetics so they won't eat meat anymore.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing. Okay, so I guess we're going to get to the big thing. We'll get to the last brick. Let's get to some other bricks real quick. So the WEF said, you're right out loud. We can genetically alter people to where they do not eat meat or want to eat meat. So they're going to they're doing the ticks. We know we're seeing just gobs and gobs of hunters. They find these dead deer, dead moose, dead snakes, all just covered in fucking ticks, We get it. We understand what they're doing there. But here's the other thing is when it comes to these giant happenings, right? I don't think the ticks are going to be the last. I don't think they're going to be the second to the last brick. I think they're just a precursor.
Well, it might be a precursor, but it's going to be precursor because, which is ironic that Pfizer has now. I mean, they've already had the Lyme disease vaccine for a long time, and they they had to take it off, take it out of circulation because they were sued so much because of the adverse reactions to it. But they're re-releasing it again because the FDA approved it.
Yeah.
But mRNA, all that stuff that's going to be in there. I mean, what better way than to get bit by a tick, get Lyme disease, and now you're forced to have to go get that shot that's going to have that same technology that the COVID shots have.
Well, and that's what I was getting to. So the mRNA vaccines this is an interesting thing because, that was illegal. Like, it wasn't new. It was illegal until this fucking forced COVID vaccine came through Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I can't let you guys forget that he was the one running the show when all this went down. Yeah, I do provide him a little bit of gray area. I do provide him a little bit of grace. I don't think the president of the United States always knows everything. I just don't. No. In fact, we know he doesn't know everything. So let's just say he was operating in good standing. He was operating in good faith. We'll get to that. And we're going to get to we know he wasn't operating in good faith because he bought 7% of Moderna before he mandated the vaccine. But I know we don't want to say that too loud because it makes him look bad. But the thing is guys, I strongly suggest that you look into this mRNA vaccine because it's not what it looks like. I have seen and I have fact checked to my best ability. Can I tell you with 100% certainty that they were all fake? No. Can I tell you that they were all real? No. I can say that I have fact checked to the greatest of my ability, and they appear to be real. There's endless videos of doctors pulling out these extraordinarily long blood clots out of people's legs, especially. I've seen some in the abdomen area, but mostly in their legs. And they pull them out, and they're like 6 to 8 inches long, these blood clots. And they put them down on the fucking thing, and then what happens? They start moving. Yeah. They start moving. A blood clot is not going to move by itself. It's not going to. And then, the more you look at it and you kind of really study it, these blood clots, they seem to almost be like worms, like looking for a host. It's like they're looking for something. You can see them. And if you're not watching, I'm doing like that finger, like where a worm will look for wherever it's trying to, or a leech will look to attach to something. It does that. And then you find out that there are nanoparticles in some of these fucking vaccines that are actually magnetized. People are fucking pulling them out of their skins with river magnets. They're pulling them right the fuck through their skin with these super powerful river magnets. And they're always the boosted ones that are doing this. And then now, because the argument is 5G, right? Everybody's all over this 5G. 5G is what's going to activate all of the fucking nanoparticles and shit, blah, 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 blah. Pull back on the 5G real quick and go back to the books. Because if you look at the books, I'm a huge fan of looking up patents or trademark applications. And did you know, it's weird enough, and I want you to fact check this for yourself if you're listening or watching. Did you know that the government, the United States government, has a patent on the books for I forgot the term, but it's for the people that have gotten the boosters and the vaccinations because they are no longer in control of their own autonomy due to the software or hardware that was put into them. Now, to best describe this, how this works, right? We're going to talk cars for a second, right? So General Motors, for years, I am in the car industry. That is what my whole life is built on. General Motors, for years now, has been trying to push the fucking federal government for a mandate or a law that says that you can't actually own your General Motors car outright. You can go to the General Motors dealership and you can buy the car. Let's say you're going to buy a fucking Tahoe. It's $110,000. You go to General Motors, you buy your Tahoe, you give them $110,000, and you drive that for, let's say, 3 years. Now you don't want it anymore. Well, instead of going to the Ford dealership because they have something that you want because they just came out with it, you actually have to go back to the General Motors dealership because you have to return their property to them. And the reason they call it their property is because you can own the body panels. You can own the interior panels. You can own the seats. You can own the dashboard. You can own the engine. You can own the gas tank. You can own the drivetrain. However, what you cannot own is the software that runs every bit of it. That is proprietary software that GM implants into its vehicles so that they operate. If you were to remove that software, the vehicle would no longer operate. You literally have a 5,000-pound paperweight sitting in your fucking driveway. Well, that is the same premise of what the government is doing now. They can actually patent you if you've been boosted. They can actually patent you if you've got the COVID vaccinations. Why? It's because something that they put in you is proprietary software. It's something that you literally cannot own due to the fucking laws. Why is this a thing? Well, if they weren't putting anything in you, let's go back to the wiggling blood clots that seem to be looking for a host. Of course, it's all alleged. I'm alleging all of this. I'm not saying any of this is a fact, of course. No. The GM thing is a fact, though. That's court documented. Purposes. That's all in there. But if they didn't put anything in you, how could they patent you? And talk about a mind fuck there. Yeah. What if they show up? Think about this. And I'm not throwing shade, because you know what? I'll be honest with you, just so I can really, really clear the air, full transparency. There was about 10 seconds, and it probably wasn't literally longer than that I even thought in the beginning, I'm like, dude, let's just get this shit back on fucking track. Like, whatever the fuck it takes. There was about 10 seconds where I thought about it. Like whatever the fuck we got to do to get this shit back on track, get life back to normal for my kids and my coworkers and my friends. I'm watching everybody. I was okay, but everybody around me seemed to be failing, seemed to be really, really hitting the wall hard. So there was about 10 seconds there where I was like, whatever the fuck we got to do, let's do it. And then I was like, wait a minute. And then, naturally got back to myself. But imagine the mind fuck if you've been boosted, you've been COVID vaccinated, and then you get a knock on the door one Saturday afternoon. You're just hanging out with your wife or your husband and your children, and there's a bunch of fucking black suits at the door saying that you have to go with them. And you say, what are you talking about? I haven't done anything. And they say, you are no longer your own property. That's a real fucking possibility. You are no longer your own property. Well, how do they activate you? Because let's go back to the 5G thing, because that's what all the people are saying. 5G. It's all the operators, the 5G. They fire up the 5G towers, and we know all the facts. Like, we know people get sick around 5G towers. We know this stuff. But the people out on the fringes are saying that is what's going to activate the people that have been boosted because of all the nanoparticles that have been get put into them. It's not 5G. It's the 6G. Because all of a sudden, because a couple of fucking weeks ago, nobody ever heard of fucking 6G. Nobody ever heard of it. And now there's laws, like Trump's actually pushing laws to get 6G pushed, and it has to go through. He said it has to go through. It has to go through. Why on earth does it have to go through? Every time we get another G, we're told it's going to make everything better. My cell phone doesn't operate any fucking better than it did in 1999. It really doesn't. No, in fact, it might be worse. It might be fucking worse.
I get really shit service. I have Verizon, and I paid the top dollar for the best plan, 5G ultra wide and all this stuff. And I could be up in Milwaukee, and mind you, Milwaukee's not as dense as Chicago, and I have better service down in Chicago. But being up in Milwaukee, it's like I have 5G ultra wideband, and it does not want to work at all.
No.
But somehow, some way, and I was hoping that you'd come to this 6G thing.
Yeah,
I really was.
because that was a surprise to everybody. 6G, like 5G, 4G, and 3G, we all knew was being worked on. We all knew it.
Right.
They would talk about it, because that's how they helped us up on it. It's the latest, greatest, newest fucking thing. When it comes out, it's going to make everything better. But 6G just popped out of the closet yesterday. Like, it fucking, nobody heard of it, and now it's a fucking problem. Like, it's, what the fuck is going on?
I've heard about the 6G for a while now, that Trump's been wanting to push it and stuff. And it's like, when you start to connect the dots with the nanotechnology and all that stuff, it wasn't 5G that everybody was thinking. That was just, somebody threw it out there, conspiracy theorists ran with it. It's the 6G that's going to fuck shit up. Yeah, it really is, because that's going to be able to activate everything and all. And I feel bad for the people that have been vaccinated and all that stuff. I really do.
Right.
But we also have to remember, they're going to try everything they can to get that nanotechnology into everybody. That's why I said, with the Lyme disease vaccine, you don't think they're not going to have that in there?
Yeah.
Your flu shots that you're getting every year, you don't think that's not going to be in there? They're not going to fucking tell you that it is. They're just going to inject you.
And why is there laws now that they can fucking inject you with the COVID vaccine without your knowledge? Like, that's why I unless I absolutely fucking have to, I will not go to a hospital. I will not go to a fucking doctor anymore. In fact, I just went to the fucking doctor, and the fucking dickbag proved everything I fucking thought. Everything that I have ever said about the fucking government. They don't want to give you what you need. They want to give you what they want to give you, because what you need makes you stronger. What they want to give you makes you weaker. I went in there because I fucking need testosterone. I need to get on that shit, like, badly. My testosterone rating again, full transparency, I'm an open book. I don't got nothing to hide. My testosterone is 294. The base, the floor of what you're supposed to be at is 260. The fucking the ceiling is 1100. I'm at 294. I need testosterone. Every fucking doctor every nutritionalist, every fucking whatevers, every clinician I've talked to said you need to be on this. Well, I found out that you can actually get insurance to pay for the testosterone. I went into the doctor. I gave him paperwork, blood panels. I had every single blood panel you can fucking get done. I paid like $1,800 fucking dollars for all these fucking blood panels. I present him the blood panels, and you know what he says? How do you sleep? Do you snore? And I was like, I snored once, I think. And he goes, well, you probably have sleep apnea. Let's get a sleep study going. And my wife literally laughed in his face. And she goes, no, he doesn't have sleep apnea. Why are you saying this? And he goes, well, the symptoms. And she goes, don't even fucking tell me. She's like, my ex-husband of 10 years had sleep apnea, and I dealt with it. I dealt with all the doctors. I dealt with all the clinicians. I dealt with all the sleep studies, and he doesn't fucking have it. You're fucking dodging what he actually needs. And then we went from sleep studies to GLP-1s. Oh, you might just be a little bit more lethargic. Not because your fucking testosterone level is on the floor. No. It's probably because you got some extra body weight. Let's get you on a GLP-1. And I said, no, thank you. I'm not really into osteoporosis. And every fucking thing he said, I had a combat for. I had an answer for. I've done my fucking research, you fucking piece of shit. And you know what he did? Eventually, he kicked me out of the office.
Really?
Kicked me out of the fucking office. Kicked me out of the fucking office. Handed me a sheet of paper. If you want a sleep study, you can call this number. I have other patients to see.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you did. You boxed him in a corner.
Right.
That's his only way out.
Because doctors are all bought and paid for. Every last one of these motherfuckers is bought and paid for. But here's the thing. They don't want to give you what you need. They're going to give you what they fucking push, because the doctors are just yet another arm of the fucking government. They're the ones that are tasked with getting whatever the government wants in you.
Oh, we just lost Cliff. Son of a bitch. Da, 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 da. Dun, 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 dun.
Am I back?
Dun. Yeah. I just did my background music for it.
So the doctors will, they're tasked for getting whatever the government wants in your body. Mm-hmm. The teachers, those are the long arm of the government that they plant the shit in your head that the government wants you to fucking believe. It's all an orchestrated fucking effort. Every single thing. See, people want to think that the government is just left and right. No, the government is left and right. Same animal, but it's also teachers, it's also cops, it's also doctors, it's also clinicians, it's also holistic nutritionists, it's also every fucking thing. So you're surrounded by it.
Right. I would like to think the holistic medicine people, doctors, whatever you want to call it, I would like to put them in a different kind of category. I don't think they're fully for the government because they're trying to get people off those medications.
Yeah, but if you
But
research holistic healers, 94% of them are bullshit.
yeah, no, granted, I get that. That's why I don't see a holistic healer. That's why I do my research and figure out what is the best course of action for different ailments. Different teas, different just different things. You know, but the doctors for sure. I mean, I went to the doctor and they right away because my blood pressure was 134 over 80. Oh, you have high blood pressure. We need to get you on blood pressure medication. But not telling you what exactly happens with the blood pressure medication. You still with me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You were just like frozen.
Yeah, no, I'm just listening.
So what happens with blood pressure medication is once you start taking it, it starts to make you more lethargic, starts to slow you down, you get more tired and all that stuff. These are things they don't tell you about, and eventually I've heard of people even being on blood pressure medication and end up having heart attacks or strokes, even while on these medications that are supposed to help you. All it's doing, it's thinning out your blood, yes, but it's still allowing all that plaque and all that stuff to continue to build up. And eventually it's going to build up too much and you're just going to die anyways, but that's their thing because they're getting kickback, so then I now fast forward a year later, I go to my doctor. Hey, have you started taking how's the blood pressure medication going? Never started taking it. Oh, well, why not? Because I did my research and I saw the adverse effects and reactions to the blood pressure medication outweighed my health and where I want to be at. So where I want to be at doesn't coincide with what you're trying to sell me. And then now I have a new doctor, and the first thing he wanted to do was get me on GLP-1s and continue monitoring my blood pressure because, your blood pressure is still pretty high, mind you. I literally walked in there after working for the day. I walk in there already stressed out. My blood pressure was 135 over 84. But he still wants me to keep an eye on my blood pressure because they're hell bent on getting me on blood pressure medication. And I'm just like, no, not going to happen. Not going to happen. And so then we got in the conversation about GLP-1s. So then I started looking into that. And I filled it. I'm not going to lie, full transparency. I filled the prescription, haven't taken it. It's sitting in my fridge. I got 2 months worth. So I continued doing my research on it. Find out about the osteoporosis. Your 30% increase once you take that first shot of getting that. And then your gastro paralysis and all these other ailments. And then I had to go see a gastro doctor because they wanted me to do a colonoscopy. So I started asking her questions. Oh, yeah, we see people because of the gastro paralysis and this and that because of what it causes. It causes constipation really bad. You can get a blockage and all this stuff. And it's like, well, why in the world would anybody want to take this medication if it's going to cause more issues? Because now you're literally going to be going back to the doctor. Now you're seeing a gastro doctor to deal with those issues that are going on. Because you're going to have gallbladder issues now. You can have pancreas issues from these shots and all that stuff. But it blows my mind that that's their first thing. Sell this, create more problems so they keep coming back. But again, then I have to bring myself back around full circle with the nanotechnology. Who's to say they're not putting that shit in those shots?
Right. Yeah. Or who's to say they're not putting the mRNA vaccines, we're going to air quote vaccines, into everything? Because
I've heard
there's a law now that they say they don't have to tell you if they injected it. They don't even have to tell you if they inject your children with it.
Right. I've heard they've started putting in peptides.
Yep. So, but that all comes back to, so now we've got all that a lot of people know. Like, this isn't news that doctors are bought and paid for. No. We know. This isn't news that the teachers are shitbags, that they're fucking pushing propaganda on our children. We know. We've been doing it for 50 fucking years or better. But where's the end game? Because people have woken up now. I see that people have woken up. This isn't a pipe dream. This isn't a hope. This isn't a wish. I can see with my own motherfucking eyes that people are fucking waking up to this bullshit. Less and less people every single day trust doctors. Less and less people every single day trust teachers. Less and less people every single day trust the government. We're still getting the fucking dick suckers that are like, oh, the fucking right is the best, even though it's fucking up everything currently. And then when the left's in, the people say the left is the best, even though they're fucking things up currently. we still get them. But for the most part, broad spectrum, people are waking the fuck up. What happens for the government if everybody or the majority of people get awakened to the bullshit? The government collapses because we take the problem to the steps of the Capitol building. So what do they do then? What the fuck did they do then? Hit me with it, Dave. Hit me.
Oh, are you talking about your Project Bluebeam? Are we talking about that?
The fucking aliens?
Yeah, the Project Bluebeam that's been fully activated.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. It's been activated for quite some time now. And now they're really pushing that. You got congressmen coming out, former congressmen coming out, telling what they're seeing, missing scientists that have been working with these things. 13 of them now, I think, have gone missing. One of them
worldwide, I think there's up to 24. I think I read now, and because there's been several of these. I think the last I had heard 11 scientists in America were found dead. That worked on this shit at NASA with this stuff. They were found dead, and several other scientists abroad were found dead in pretty much the same ways. It's just like every scientist that works at NASA on some really secret shit, they're just winding up fucking dead. They can't deal with what they're oh my god, it's a fucking.
And the ironic thing about that is that there's been some scientists that have been found basically it was a directed energy weapon that hit them.
Yeah. Well,
but we don't have that technology,
right? So, now we know because Israel fucking let the cat out of the bag. They posted videos of their direct energy weapons. But so that is the end game, though. That's how they get everybody in the fucking 15-minute cities, camps. They get them in fucking FEMA camps, fucking, the thinking camps. What's it? The concentration, something like that. But it's for concentrating on books, of course, and legislations. But that's how they do it because too many people are fucking waking up, especially now on the heels with this. We can touch base on the car thing. If you guys don't know, anybody listening or watching, there's this new thing happening in the auto industry that I am in. Again, I've built my whole life in the auto industry. By 2029, everybody's saying by 2027. That's the popular fucking phrase, but it's actually by 29 that every car sold in America has to have an analytic system run by AI in it to test whether you are capable of driving. They will monitor things like your heart rate, your blood pressure, your pulse, your pupil dilation, your sweat glands, and how open or closed they are. You will be in 100% biometric reading chambers every time you get into your car. This is a fucking problem, and there's already patents. Ford's already got, I think 22 patents applied for this shit. Trademarks.
I think Chevy does. Chevy does too, right?
Yeah, I think they've got some too. Yeah, but this is the new thing, and Ford's actually got one. Ford's the only manufacturer right now that has a trademark or a patent application in process to where the car will actually take you to the police station. They'll lock the fucking doors, lock you in it, and take you to the fucking police station if the AI system in the car believes that you're not capable of driving. The problem with all of this is that we've already seen the tests. We've already seen it. If somebody gets in somebody has a fucking horrific accident with a chainsaw and you got to go to fucking hospital or you got to drive these people to the hospital, you're too frantic. Car won't start. Car won't move into gear. You're too frantic. You're not safe to be on the road. So your friend that's in the fucking passenger seat you're trying to rescue is just going to bleed the fuck out. This is how it is. So everybody's waking up. Well, what's the one Trump card? And I don't mean Trump as in the president. I mean Trump as in the Trump card. We've always known the statement. What's the one fucking thing that nobody knows? Nobody has any fucking idea. Nobody can combat. It's aliens. That's how they get it. That's how they do it. This'll all fucking work. All of this shit won't work out. People will wake up in droves. They'll all start buying older cars. To wit, I will say, as inside baseball in the automotive industry, if you own a classic car, you own a Chevelle, you own a 70 Chevelle, a fucking 65 Mustang. You better drive those motherfuckers as much as you can. Get the enjoyment out now, because there is Minnesota and 4 other states have legislation in process right now to stop you from driving those cars and on any other day but a weekend. That is number one. That's going to be the first step in eradicating all old cars. Old cars are, because back in the 70s, you could literally fix this thing with a couple of fucking wrenches. Now, the modern cars, you can't. If the fucking thing breaks down on the side of the road, unless it's a flat tire, get fucked. You ain't doing anything about it. It's not going to happen because everything's run by a computer that you can't own, you can't access, and you can't work on. So that's why they're nixing all the fucking the old cars. Did the same thing with cash for clunkers. All those fucking cars. You guys remember the fucking cash for clunkers thing? Oh, yeah. We'll give you a fucking top dollar trade and you bring us your clunker, we'll give you cash. Well, what they were doing is they were erasing the last wave of cars that you could actually, a normal person could fix with YouTube. Like you can't do it anymore. Now everything needs to be recalibrated. Here, if you've got a camera, let me just enlighten people. Right. If you have a camera on your car, right? Let's say you have the front bumper camera, or you have lane assist, right? Where it goes boop, 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 boop. When you're pulling up to a fucking, you're pulling up to a parking barrier, or you're trying to change lanes and it goes burp, 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 burp. Take the front bumper off your car. That motherfucker ain't never going to operate until you call somebody, give him $500 to plug into your fucking car and recalibrate your entire fucking automobile. Doesn't matter if you fucking move the box or move the camera and put it right back where it was. You have to recalibrate the car. If you disconnect the battery, there's no power to the car, and then you remove the front bumper with that camera or that box in it, you put that fucking bumper right back on and then put the power back to the car. It knows you removed it, and now it needs to be recalibrated. And some of these, like fucking Toyotas of all fucking things, some of these cars, it's not as simple as a plug and play procedure. So, you call some I can't give their name. You'll call some automotive place out, and because they have all the proprietary access to the proprietary software, and they pay a mint for it. I know one company pays $30,000 a month for their shit. They come in, they'll plug your shit in. But Toyotas, most of the time, if you fucking take something happens with your Toyota and you've got a front mounted camera or you've got that fucking lane assist box in the front, you now have to have a guy come out and set up a series of mirrors and black and white checkered mats because it needs to recalibrate the distance around the fucking car. It's a goddamn joke. It's a fucking nightmare. Wow. And it's expensive too. Well, they just got rid of, with the cash for clunkers, the last wave of cars that didn't really have any of that. You could actually fix the shit. Now they're coming after the classics. So if you have them, drive them while you got them, because you ain't going to fucking have them for now. Inside of 7 years, given what I know of in the industry, inside of 7 years, they'll 100% be banned because, and they'll use pollution. They'll use the EPA thing to get it done, which they always do. And
that's why I'll keep a motorcycle, but I'm sure they'll put that to weekend use only as well.
Well, they're coming after the motorcycles in a whole different fucking way.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, they're coming after. They're coming after the size on motorcycles. So if you've got anything over, one legislator wants to put it down to 750. You can have up to a 750cc motorcycle, which I know everybody that's for all the Harley guys. I'm fucked. You're not going to like this, but 750 is faster than your Harley. Dude, fuck you, dude. Ask the president of my old fucking club, the sergeant at arms, and the treasurer. I was riding with him on a fucking Magna 750, a Honda, a 1996 Magna 750. I think it was 96. Smoked them. They were all on fucking 110s. One had a 114. Smoked them. Fucking smoked them.
And they don't know how to ride.
No, they know how to ride. Trust me. It's Harley sells you 95-year-old technology for a house payment.
I can see.
Why do you think Harley has to have its own racing league? Because Harley petitioned the racing leagues early on because they were getting stomped on by everything. They're not meant to be fast. And this is the argument that I always get in with Harley riders. It's so fucking fast. No, it's fucking not. You're fucking. I know. It's not meant to be fast. Don't get so butthurt when you say you get fucking smoked out by a fucking bike that's supposed to be fast.
Mine's meant for cruising, but I've had some engine work done to it, which I'm perfectly fine with what it does. I don't need something to go 150 miles an hour on two wheels. Fuck that. That's fucking nuts. Yeah, I'm content.
I like Harleys. I like Harleys. Don't get me wrong. I'll take a fucking Harley. I've had Harleys. They're just not fast motorcycles. The V-Rod was the only fucking bike they made that was truly fast, and that was made by Porsche.
Yeah, the V-Rod was fast. I will say that.
And it was made by Porsche. So say that too.
It was made by Porsche.
I got to give you guys shit. I love you guys.
But it blows my mind that, if they want to bring it down to 750 like that, that literally takes so many people off the board that can be riding their motorcycles. Mm-hmm. I mean, all the Harley riders. I mean, hell, you can't even ride a fucking sporty, an 883 because that'd be too big. Mm-hmm. And that's the smallest Harley that, they have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you got those 500 little fucking bikes.
Oh, you got the fucking stupid, the little Street Fighters or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
With the tiny wheels on them and shit.
Yeah, I think those are 750.
But you don't even need a motorcycle license for those. So that's eventually what we'll get to. I mean, and it won't be fast. We're heading back. Okay, so it's with phones, right? We got to a point with phones. We started out, the phone hung on the fucking wall. And then we got to a point where it got mounted in the car, and it was hard mounted there, and it had a cord on it still. And then we got to the point where now we have these fucking things. We got these fucking iPhone 17s and the fucking giant fucking, hold on. Big T's calling me.
Big T?
Yeah, Troy.
Folks, if you don't know who Big T is, I'm guessing who Big T is.
Troy Lilly.
Chimichangas.
But anyway, so it'll eventually get down. So we got these big screens. Now we have too much information at our fingertips. So what are we seeing? We're seeing flip phones come back. We're seeing them push the fucking propaganda for the flip phones. But the aliens, let's get back to the aliens, because that's what's going to that is going to be the end all be all. That is going to be what they fucking use. We are being fucking assaulted from extraterrestrials. We don't know how to fight it, so you don't know how to fight it, but we got to protect you. Race your ass to these 15-minute cities that we're going to charge you to leave after you're in them.
Yeah. Now, mind you, the way they're going to do it is not how you're thinking. It's all holograms. It's all going to be holograms and fucking drones and directed energy weapons to show an attack on American soil and all over the world. Yeah. That's what it's going to be. And then when it's all said and done, your Messiah is going to appear in the sky in each country. No matter what your Messiah is, it can be God. It could be whatever the Islam is.
Muhammad.
That's it.
It's going to be a weird one. They can't because they can't show a picture.
Right. Yeah. So you're going to have all these pictures going up all over the place, and they're all going to unite as one. It's for your one world religion. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I believe, this is just me. I think that we are actually, our one world religion will be bowing to AI. We're creating the computer, the logic God right now, because no God, even our God, even Odin, even Christianity and Jesus and Muhammad with the Islams and fucking Hinduism and all this other, no God is completely logic based, right? And that's what people like Bill Gates and Epstein and all these controllers of the world, these rulers of the world, they operate solely on logic. And that's how, and again, that's what separates them from us, the normal people, is we have this thing called a heart in us. And we don't have it in us to hurt so many fucking people just for our own benefit. Right. They do. Those motherfuckers, and in fact, it was said best. I forgot, it was a reporter or something, but she was talking about Jeffrey Epstein, and she said it was chilling to talk to him because what he has done is he has intellectualized everybody down to nothing more than a number. So he doesn't have any empathy. He doesn't have any sympathy. He doesn't have anything in him that makes him feel any sort of way because you are now a number. You're not a person. That is what the rulers of the world do. So they'll use the aliens to shuffle us off into the cities, and we'll all be fucking poor. Because, I mean, dude, guys, think about it. They're trying everything. You'll own nothing and be happy? Well, how the fuck is that going to happen? Well, we're going to give you universal basic income. We want to give everybody $3,400 a month. Okay, but what happens when it's $10,000 a month to actually live? Nobody ever wants to answer that question. So if you're going to give every household $3,400 a month to live, are you going to drop the fucking price of everything? Are you going to give us our food, give us our housing, and just let us have $3,400 a month to go play with? Or are you going to fucking give us $3,400 check and have us have to give it right back to you and to make a dent in the loan that you're giving us that is now our house, now our food, now our communication, now our travel, now everything?
Yeah. And the sad thing is like these 15-minute cities, once you're locked into them, you're not getting out.
Yeah, well, that's a fact, and because we already see it in England, in the UK, yep. you have to have a permit to leave for any more than 100 days, and then anything after 100 days, you now have to pay the taxes for what you would have paid had you been living there. Like this is already happening. And this is what I always try to get people to wake up, because all you guys on the right that are saying, oh, if the left gets control, we're fucked. All you guys on the left that says, oh, if the right keeps control, we're fucked. We are fucked. We're fucked right now. We were fucked yesterday and we're going to be fucked tomorrow. We all have to, as people, come together and save ourselves. And that is becoming fucking united with one another. I don't really give a shit what you believe in, what God you believe in. I don't give a shit what you find as a moral standard to live by. As long as you're not fucking hurting anybody, we need to have a conversation about how we're fucking propping up the things that are killing us. Because our government, both sides of it, and the libertarians, we'll throw them in there too. So you got the right, the left, the libertarians. They're all working together to make this happen. And that group is working with all of the government entities in the UK and Europe and the Middle East. It's all a fucking show. It's always been a show. We need to wake the fuck up, because the aliens, as they're fucking putting it to us now, that's why do you think 30 years ago, if you talked about aliens and you were a government employee, you had an accidental trip and fall down the fucking stairs with 2 footprints on your back? But now we've got all these major politicians coming out and just saying it right out in the fucking broad daylight to the cameras, right on the steps of the Capitol building. Aliens are real. Aliens exist. Aliens are coming. Okay. Well, I think they've always, let's be honest, guys. If you fucking think that let's just operate under the assumption that we are on a giant ball and we're spinning through infinite nothingness. If you think that this ball that we're on is the only motherfucker that's got people on it, I think you're crazy. I think you're nuts. We won't dissect that all the way. That's a whole nother fucking show.
We can't dissect that, because then I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna throw in, everything that's in religious texts and all that stuff about firmaments and all this fun shit.
Yeah, or the way that every time they launch a rocket to space, it goes up and then curves back down over to Bermuda. Yeah, that's weird too. Yeah. But
but I mean, that's for another show. But I mean, let's be realistic.
Yeah. So guys,
your aliens are the end all be all.
Yep.
And I want to say this real quick. I brought up the ticks. Mark it down on this day that you listen to this show. Mark it down that I'm telling you right now that the tick issue that we're about to have is going to be the next pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And once that fails, because people start waking up, here comes Project Bluebeam.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, is there's just so many fucking things. Every time you're like, okay, I got this one figured out, and you go, and you slam into the next thing. And you turn it the other way and you slam into the next thing. There's so much shit.
I think they do it intentionally, because they know so many people are starting to wake up to one thing. Now we got to throw something else out.
Some of it's bullshit.
So they forget about this.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we need them to forget about this. What's going on here? We got to halt that. So let's pop this one off. So I mean, but ultimately the last brick to fall is going to be the aliens.
Yeah. I mean, especially that's going to be the last one that they can finally declare martial law. When we have fucking assailants from other fucking universes, galaxies, and solar systems on our soil, all rules go out the fucking window. So
Yep.
Just keep an eye on things. Let's wrap this up. We're actually a lot longer than I thought we were, but let's get through let's all come together. Fucking just come back down to earth. Look at your own life, right? Look at, if you just think about this, if you turned your phone off for 24 hours, you turned the TV off, the radio off, and you just lived your life without any screen time, any external fucking, influence on your life, would your life be all that different? If you did that for not 24 hours, but if you did it, let's say for 7 days, do you think you'd start coming around and start understanding that I need to do things in my life that'll make my life better, the quality of living? The quality of living for everybody is heading down the fucking shitter eventually, but we don't know what timeline that is. Because here's the other thing is, maybe, because I was just having this conversation. I know I said we were going to cut this off, but I was just having this conversation with my wife. Mm-hmm. I've been homeless. I've been broke, and I've had nothing. And I will tell you this for fact. I was the freest I ever was in my entire life when I had zero fucking money. I had zero fucking transportation. I had zero fucking housing. I was absolutely fucking free. That kind of freedom was awesome and sucked all at the same fucking time. But that means, because it was that, it does mean that, you could own nothing and be happy. You could, but the likelihood of you being happy is slim to none. The likelihood of you owning nothing is a fucking 100%.
Yes.
Let them know where they can find you, Dave.
Y'all can find me on social media. I'm heavily active on Instagram and Facebook at The Hammer Drops, or just hit the Google, type in Hammer Drops, The Hammer Drops, and I'm going to pop up everywhere.
And if you want to help me out, get these words out, get these truths out, you can follow me too at Savagely Loud on Instagram. Is where I'm most active. And on that page, you're going to find 2 links. One of those links is Savagely Loud podcast page. Please follow us there too. It would greatly help increase the footprint of the show. And the other link you're going to find is simple link tree. Anywhere you want to see my pretty face or hear my bullshit, you can find it there, easy peasy. Outside of that, Facebook, X, and Rumble at Savagely Loud, YouTube at Savagely Loud Podcast, and you can email us in at savagelyloud@gmail.com. I strongly suggest you do if you want us to see your comment, your communications. Don't forget to like, comment, share the material. Give us a 5-star review. Just do us a favor and just help us out a little bit. It does greatly help the show and us. And without further ado, you know what time it is. We got all the way down in it today. It's been a minute since we've gotten all the way down in it, but we got down in it today, and we don't want to walk away like this, all amped up and ramped up. So let's remind ourselves that humanity still does exist within humans with a little segment I like to call Hopelessly Human, and it starts a little bit like...
People can be really rough. They can be quite tough. They can get in the way, but at the end of the day, some aren't only stupid, some are hopelessly human.
Yes, they are. Some are hopelessly human. This one's no different. This one comes to you from livealtitude.com. A teacher helps his students understand the importance of science. A teacher decides to change the way he teaches his students about science. Instead of simply teaching his students about the importance of science, he decides to live it. So he finds a place to live that is close to free, grows his own food in the backyard, creates his own electricity, and he makes his own clothes at home. He even goes so far as to climb a tree to put up his own internet router. That's weird. Well, I'm going to live off the land with my internet router. Because he doesn't want to pay an internet bill. This teacher is able to do all of these things because he doesn't want to spend a dime of his own money. At the end of the year, the students are asked to write a paper about what they've learned. One student stumbles across the teacher's internet router, which is hanging from a tree in his backyard. The student becomes curious and asks the teacher what the internet router is for. And the teacher smiles and says, "I can't afford an internet bill, so I put it up there so I can have internet." The student is amazed and tells the teacher that he has learned more from him and this project than he's ever learned from a teacher before. The student then goes home and writes an essay about his teacher and his project and how it changed his life. He writes about how his teacher has taught him to be more resourceful, how to be self-sufficient, and how not to depend on others to get what he needs. He writes on how his teacher has helped him see the importance of science and how it has changed his life. At the end of the essay, the student thanks his teacher and signs his name. The student's name is Bill Gates. Sometimes we might underrate the impression of a positive lifestyle would have on others. That's Hopelessly Human. That's the show. Later, guys.